friends, I wanted to really quick make a video to talk to you guys about our stamp chamois. Close to my heart has this wonderful stamp chamois, which I have fallen in love with. I prefer it over our old scrubbers. I feel like with the old scrubbers, you would clean your stamps and clean your stamps, then they'd get dirty. The only way I felt I could clean it was running it through my dishwasher, and then I'd have to wait for it to dry, right? And that takes time. With this, it is so easy to clean. It is easy to use, and I absolutely love it. So first, let's talk about price. If you look here, the stamp chamois is $10.95, and it includes 2 chamois. So if you want, you can have one that you use all the time, or you can have 2 that you use all the time. You can keep one for yourself, give one to a friend, whatever you want to do. It's awesome that it comes in a pack of 2. So when it comes, it does come in plastic like this, and mine's a little dried out, but that's okay. So when it comes, it does have a little bit of moisture to it. So we're just going to open this. See, this one's a little bit more dried out than usual, but they will have a little bit of moisture to it. And you can use it straight away from that, but I am going to show you how easy it is to use this stamp chamois. So hold tight while we go to the sink. Okay, so here we are at the sink. We have our brand new chamois. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to run it underwater and let it slowly absorb that water. Give it a few squeezes. Let it get that water nice and throughout the whole chamois. Once your chamois is completely wet, give it a squeeze, because you don't want it dripping with water. You just want it where it is pliable and we can move it. See how easy that is? So now your chamois is ready to use. Let's talk about if your chamois is used already, like this one. I like to keep mine in a little box just so it doesn't get everything wet on my desk. And if you can see this, it is hard. I can barely move it. Now when it's like this, you don't want to rip it apart because you can ruin it. So all we're going to do is, again, run it underwater until it starts to give. You can slowly start to peel it away, letting water run right in between where it's stuck together. You can squeeze it so that that water gets all the way through there, but you don't want to force this apart. See how I am just working it? Slowly bringing it out. Slowly letting itself fall apart and open. I don't want to rip it because I don't want to ruin the chamois. I think that that's a problem a lot of people have, is they just want to hurry and rip it open. But I am just letting the water go through until I can open it. See? Now it's fully opened, fully engulfed with water. And you can see it's well loved. Now when I do this and I squeeze out and it's dirty water coming out, I know it's time to clean it. All I do to clean it is I take a little bit of hand soap, I get it wet, and I just run that soap through it. Now, the water is going to go a little bit blue because the chamois is blue. And it might fade a little bit in color, but it's not going to lose its purpose. It's just going to take that extra ink out of there. And the difference between this and our old scrubbers is when I would clean that scrubber, you didn't want it soaking wet. This also you don't want soaking wet, but you can wring it out to where you need it and how wet you want it. So again, I'm just going to wring it out so that it's just a little bit wet, but not dripping wet. And that's how you wet your chamois and wash it. Now let's move on to how you actually use it with your stamps. Okay, here we are back in the scrapbook room, and I have pulled out a stamp set so that we can stamp and clean our stamp. So, I'm just going to pull out my black ink, season my stamp. Woo! Stamp the cute little houses, okay? And now all I'm going to do to clean my stamp is I have it folded in fours. The reason I do that is I clean right here, okay? All you have to do is wipe it, and it doesn't stamp anymore. It is clean, okay? And then I put it like this. The reason I have it folded in fours is because when I hold it, as I'm cleaning in this section, if it gets a little dirty and I'm done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it this way. That way, this is clean, and I always have a clean side that my hand is touching and my hand doesn't get dirty. So then I can clean that way. And then if I need to, I can open up the whole thing and fold it completely opposite and have two more sides that I can clean before I go and rinse it. Okay, so I do like to keep mine in a container so that it doesn't get my workspace wet. The other container that I have that I use sometimes is this little tray. I love skulls, so I have a skull here that my friend gave me. And I would just put it in my tray. Okay, that way it's not sitting on my desk because it is wet. You don't want it, you know, sitting on, let's just say it's sitting on this piece of paper. Your paper is going to get wet and it's going to get, there's marks on it now. You don't want that to happen. So having something to put it on or in is a great way to have it at your desk while you're working. Now, I have heard people that they don't like to leave it in a container because they don't want it to get moldy. They don't want it to get stinky. I have had mine for quite a while. I keep it in this. I have yet to have mold or have it stink or anything like that. But if you are worried about that, what you can do is when you are done, drape it over your open container so it's all the way spanned out and it dries that way so that you know that it's not going to get moldy or stinky because it is laying flat to dry. And then you would just go to your sink and do that process of getting it wet until you can do this with it. Okay, so those are the ways to take care of your chamois, to use your chamois. I hope you'll go get one because I love mine and I know that you'll love yours. Thanks for watching. And if you would like to go get it, head over to my website, scrapwithamber.closetomyheart.com, and you will find one. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.